everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to Rangers 0, Benfica 1 in the second leg of the round of 16 in the Europa League. We are out as we get beat 3-2 on aggregate. I am Scott Carney. I'm fucking soaking. Ali, how are you, mate?
Extremely drenched as well. They're all days for the push for rain. It was really nice yesterday. It's disappointing, Carney, but ultimately I think injuries and this team, I just think it was a bridge too far for us. I just thought we were running empty tonight and we weren't clinical in the final third for me.
Yeah, you pretty much summed up the podcast in one go there, mate. Not like you, or anything like that. Really, it's not like you. It's not like you. Night, everybody. It's been a miserable day in Glasgow today. All day it has been very wet. It was a very wet park. It rained the whole way through the game. It rained the whole way walk back into the car as well, and it's still raining now. But that's not really an excuse, I don't think, for tonight. I can't really disagree with what Alice just said there. I think tonight we just ran out of gas. I really do. I just don't think there was much left in the tank, and it was just a wee game too far. A wee game too far for us, which is unfortunate. But we'll go into it a wee bit more. Starting 11 tonight, mate. He made one change to what's been the past two teams with Scott Wright coming in on the right hand side. Bit of a shock, is it not, to see Scott Wright coming out the cold?
No. The one we thought Matondo would play out there, but Matondo's better on the left. Scott Wright we've seen on the right hand side before. So I wasn't overly shocked, can it? The rest of the team is what it was, and we're down to the bare bones at the moment, so it's all we've really got to pick from.
Yeah, there was nothing really else. Obviously, encouraging to see Cantwell back to the bench. McCausland as well made the bench. And obviously Matondo was still on the bench as well. So yeah, I was a wee bit shocked that it was Scott Wright. I don't know if that says a lot about Matondo, to be completely honest, what he makes of him. Whether he's not fully fit or not, I don't know, but I don't know what that says about him if Scott Wright's kind of came back in, because he hasn't been great. But as Ali says, it's all we really had to go on. In the game itself, mate, I thought Benfica kind of threw things at us for the first 15-20 minutes or so, and we struggled really to get in the game. After that, I mean, Butland didn't really get called into action. After that, it did become a bit of a, and I'll steal what you said at half time, because I think it's perfect, it became a bit of a chess match.
Yeah, it was a game of chess. It was who's going to blink first, to be honest, and a bit cagey for me in the first half. Benfica's a good footballing team. They're a very good footballing team. They're good footballers on their team. You could see when they went up the park that they could hurt us. We had a couple of chances, but both goalkeepers ultimately didn't have much to do, to be honest. And it was just one of the games where I think both teams were fooling each other out, to be honest.
I think Benfica tried to play Rangers at their own game, if I'm being honest. I think they were waiting for us to commit, and they would try and catch us out, and it all became a bit of nothing. Really a bit of nothing. The best chance for Rangers, Lawrence had a chance for a tight angle. Again, not really much he could have done with it. Dessers was caught offside with a chance that he ultimately didn't score as well, but that was really the highlights of the half. And at half time, I think we were all just thinking, well, we're still in it, and I wasn't feeling particularly nervy, but I did utter the words, mate, genuinely, I think there's only a goal in this.
It looked like one of these games that one goal would probably settle it. There wasn't much between the two teams in the first half. You get in at half time. Rangers usually play better the second half. Ibrox shooting into the Copeland. So at half time I was quite comfortable, to be honest, in terms of it, but I agree. We did say what one goal was going to settle it for either team.
The second half, I thought Rangers were dominant in possession, again without really creating any real clear-cut chances. I thought at all times tonight that the lack of quality in our final thirds kind of shone through. It really did, and I'm not going to bash players. I don't want to do that, because I don't think they really deserve it. But tonight, we could have done better if we have a more quality striker up front. We all know what Dessers is. I don't think it's particularly his fault in any way, because I think even the creative players tonight had a bit of an off night. As the game wore on, we were quite high up the pitch, and then we got caught out by a break for Benfica as they broke up the park. He cuts into the middle of the park and puts it past Butland. There was a bit of a check for VAR from VAR for being offside, but I thought he was in his own half, so he can't be offside. But it was quite a lengthy check. Yeah. They did flag for offside as the goal went in, but anyway, it went to VAR, ruled to be 1-0. I hate saying this, but I thought that's that really.
Yeah, it's when you're playing these top teams in Europe, I think when you get certain chances, and you don't get a lot of chances against these teams, you need to be clinical. Dessers had a chance before it where he did well, to be fair, to check in, and then he hits a shot and I think it's deflected and it goes out. But for me, he's got to score.
Yeah.
I think that's why Jamie said he would play Kamar Roof, because we're only going to get so many chances and you need a guy that's going to take them. Benfica, there you go, ran up the park and take their chance and put it back in it. I was the same as you, Carney. When it went 1-0 and there was still 20 minutes left to go, I just couldn't see us getting in it, to be honest, because I just thought middle to front we just lacked something. I thought we looked lethargic. I thought Silva, who's been fantastic, they nullified him completely tonight, because they seen he was a danger in the first leg, took him out for this leg, and I just, same as you, Carney, I thought the best we were going to get was maybe to extra time, but at that, grasping at straws, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and even getting to extra time, how much legs do we have left to go and do that? I mean, again, obviously we were all shouting for it, we all wanted it to happen, but I have to agree, I just felt their goal kind of knocked the stuffing completely out of us, and that any kind of energy that they did have left seemed to be sapped from them. Not to say that they didn't give us everything tonight, because I think they did. I think they put as much out there as they possibly could, but ultimately it just wasn't to be our night. And Benfica, who I don't think were particularly great, I don't think they were particularly good, but they probably deserved to go through just based on the way that the match went tonight. It's another credible run for me for Rangers in Europe. I think we can be happy with that, and we're still very much involved in the league, and we're still very much involved in the Scottish Cup. Yeah, it would have been great to go an extra round, of course it would, but you're not always going to get through. And if you look at the way this season started, to get to where we are now in the Europa League, where we got to after finishing top of the group, you've still got to say that's a good Europa League run.
Yeah, it's a good achievement by Rangers, and you're coming up against a team in Benfica who are a very good team, have spent the best part of €100 million or something in the summer there, so very good team.
That wee boy Neves that plays in the middle of the park, he's a great player.
Quality players. We've done extremely well out in Lisbon to get the 2 each, so I think people looked at that and thought we're coming to Ibrox, we could see it, but I played a top team, and we've been running an empty, I think, the last few games. Kind of, you've seen it in Lisbon. Hibs again, I thought Hibs, we dealt with that well, going down to 9 men with Hibs helped us, to be honest, but we said it, Carney, we need to limp towards this international break. Dundee we've got coming up, we need to win that and then hopefully reset for 2 weeks, but it's a good achievement by Rangers. Rangers have flown the flag for Scottish football in Europe for the last God knows how many seasons. I mean, you look at the coefficient points, Rangers are the ones that are holding Scottish football at the moment, and you've got to say well done to Rangers. It's a shame that we didn't go through tonight, but it may be a blessing in disguise. I don't like saying that because we've been put out, but the amount of games we've got coming up, what we are wanting to ultimately achieve this season, possibly might be a blessing in disguise. People might not want to hear that, but
yeah, well, I think in time, people might take a bit of time to calm down after the game and the disappointment of getting beat, but pretty much straight away after we left Ibrox and we started having a chat walking down Page Road, I thought, do you know what, I'm not too disappointed with that. I don't think I can be. We've seen the return of Cantwell come onto the pitch tonight. Kamar Roof come on as well. They had very little effect on the game, to be honest, but we were pretty much dead on our feet at that point, and I think the team gave as much as they possibly could tonight, and yeah, ultimately we came off second best, and sometimes you've just got to accept that. It's not something that, I mean, if it was the only competition that we had any chance of winning tonight, possibly I would be more upset about it than what I am, but I think with the way the squad situation is just now, with the injuries that we have, where this league started compared to where we are now, I can't be too disappointed. It's another credible run. I would have loved to have went through, of course I would have, but I can still get where Ali's coming from and saying that it might be a blessing in disguise. It may be, as I say, it's still a credible run, and it's still better than any team in Scotland's managed to do right now over the past few years, even in that matter. Rangers are very much flying the flag for Scotland in Europe. Final thoughts on tonight, mate. As I say, you can't really pick man of the match. I think Ridvan was good, Suter was good, Lundstrom again was good. Apart from that, it was an off night for a more creative player, should we say.
Aye, you need these guys 8s and 9s against teams like Benfica for me,
Yeah.
especially guys in the top line, your Tom Lawrences, your Silvas, Dessler Scotts, right? You need these guys to have to be on it, and most of them I thought were off it tonight. But I think it's because of the amount of games they've had to play. I think they are running empty. Guys like Tom Lawrence, I think, is on empty. Diamandi as well, looked tired.
Yeah.
Silva nullified. You're playing with Dessers up front, who isn't our number one striker. We're missing Danilo. Kamaru's not fit enough really to start a game, so we are down to the bare bones. I would have loved to go through it tonight, I really would. Well, I want to win Everton with Rangers. I'm greedy, as Ryan would say, but I just think it was a bridge too far for us tonight with the squad we had. If we were going in tonight, Carney, with Cortez, with all these players, I think we had a right good chance tonight. But I just think it was too far for us tonight, and it was unfortunate it came with all these injuries. But we've still got a lot to play for this season.
And it was also unfortunate when it came when it's not stopped raining all day in Glasgow. You've got to walk back to the car and get soaked. But yeah, look, I agree. And I think because the way I feel as soon as I left Ibrox tonight, I was like, I'm not too disappointed at that, and it is what it is. I'm more understanding of the situation that we're in. I think they were probably there for the taking, Benfica, if we had a little bit more about us, but as I mentioned, even mentally, I think Diamandi kind of lost his way in the middle of the park tonight. I thought Lundstrom at points had a few brain farts, even though I thought he was great. Lawrence as well, some of his passion was off. It was a bit of an off night for the players that we didn't need to have off nights, and ultimately I think the minutes and the legs is catching up, and we are very much looking forward to an international break, especially when you've got wee glimpses of Cantwell coming back to the team. It's critical that we get to this international break. Alistair, for tonight, thank you very much, mate. You can go in and dry off.
I know, can't I mean, yesterday was absolutely lovely, and it had to pish rain the whole day, so yeah, onwards and upwards. Like I say, we've got one game left before we hit the international break. It's Dundee away. Don't care how we do it. I don't care if we scrape it. Just win Rangers on Sunday, and then go into an international break, and let's reset.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it might be me and you tomorrow night. I think it might be Ali and I tomorrow night back for Club Live, so make sure you tune in for that. Get your questions out, because it'll just be me and him, so you don't want us just to paint the wall again with the stuff we spoke about tonight. But yeah, ultimately not to be tonight for Rangers, but again, I think we can still hold our heads up high. The fact that we've managed to get to this point in the competition, and yeah, it's just get through Dundee now, and then we'll get to the international break, reset, regroup, get a few players back, and we'll kick on for the run-in for the rest of the season. That'll do us. We have been Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.